real quick. Yeah, it's crime time, baby. Mm. So what we got tonight on the menu? Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go with. I know y'all hate the children ones. I know y'all hate them. I kind of hate them too, but they make for good crime. Says monster mother realizes her 7-year-old son exposed her sickening secret to the police. Let's go.
Did Mama Sarah do you?
Too much people.
Ouch.
I'll kill you because I have to tell them the truth.
This is Nathaniel Burton, who spent years pleading for help to escape his mother, Sarah Safranik's immense abuse. Tragically, months later, his worst nightmare ultimately turned into a reality.
Yeah, 2 days ago, he suffocated. Okay? Don't say he never suffocated. Your son died.
I'm saying I didn't, Sarah. Take that.
It all started with a 911 call made by Brian Burton, reporting that his son, Nathaniel Burton, was unresponsive. Nathaniel's mother, Sarah, backed up his claim. Yet, soon enough, the case took a drastic twist when statements from family members finally brought Sarah's spine-chilling secrets to light, one she had been hiding for years.
Nathan has told several times. Mom comes in, puts a pillow over his face. He's also said she's got fine. And she's a big woman.
Sometimes she got a blanket around her and she leaned on him. He was terrified to be there with her.
He said, I can't breathe, Grandma. She won't let me breathe.
In this heart-wrenching case, you will witness how a mother's psychological turmoil and dark secrets gradually fueled her disturbing obsession to kill her own child.
She grabbed my neck and she underwater.
What did you do?
I holded myself up as hard as I can.
Nathaniel lived with his parents and 2 half-sisters in Oregon, Illinois. What appeared to be a happy family was merely an illusion. The reality was something far darker. It all began in the early morning hours of February 17, 2021, when Brian made the 911 call. When the authorities arrived, they found Sarah already performing CPR on Nathaniel. After several attempts to resuscitate him, they rushed him to the hospital. Tragically, hours later, Nathaniel was pronounced dead. His body was sent for an autopsy. In the meantime, officers questioned Brian, who claimed he had been asleep when Sarah told him Nathaniel was unresponsive. He insisted he knew nothing else, and Sarah stated the same, but the detectives were certain something wasn't right. The following day, the autopsy results came in, and the findings were beyond shocking, leaving detectives with more questions than answers. But instead of questioning Nathaniel's parents, they decided to focus on the other family members. Detectives first bring in Nathaniel's paternal grandmother for questioning. However, for the first time in a while, they are about to get a different side of the story, one they didn't expect. It is important to note that the family members' faces have been obscured for privacy reasons.
The autopsy was done yesterday, and the preliminary cause of death was suffocation.
That feeling of that. They could have told me stories about that. That is back up.
Okay, okay, so why don't you tell me that, tell me why you're not surprised to hear that.
Nathan has told me several times. Mama comes in, puts a pillow over his face, and where he can't breathe.
Like when he's in bed?
Yes. She has been known, he's also said she jumps on him, and she's a big woman, and he can't breathe.
So was it like during the night he would come in and put a pillow over his head? During the night,
while Daddy's sleeping.
So he said, well, Daddy's sleeping, Mom
yeah.
comes into the bedroom with the pillow on him.
Right.
Okay. Did he say like, how often that was happening? He has said that it happened?
Yes.
Did he tell you that? When did he tell you that?
Within the last couple weeks.
Within the last couple weeks?
Yeah. He's told me prior to that.
Oh, damn, my
So what did
bad.
Mama Sarah do you?
I'm trying to...
My bad, y'all.
And I went flying out.
Where was the weapon?
All over his back. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I got him on Friday night last week, and I had him for weekend. Friday night.
Damn.
So what did Mama Sarah do you?
Back to them then.
On Sunday. I got them from Friday to Sunday.
So just over this last weekend, he on Friday night tried to get to go to sleep, or go to sleep anytime there was any movement, he would jump.
Right. I had told him. And Sarah goes, you know that's not true because he sleeps all the time. Well, I've had times when he doesn't sleep all night. It was bad right.
Wouldn't sleep, and he said it was because he was scared.
Right. And he just wanted to cuddle. So I did.
Or the ones with the pillow? Like it happened a lot where she would come in the bedroom.
He said, I can't breathe, Grandma. She won't let me breathe.
And he said that happened several times, and then she would also sit on him to make it so he couldn't breathe.
Well, Sarah's never wanted to. Never, ever.
Why do you say that? Why did she say that?
She kept giving him away. And she, I don't know, she told me sometimes she never did want Nathan. She just kept it because
So,
Dang,
so she told you herself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
this was a while back.
Was DCFS told about that?
We would report everything and blow it up. I had called the hotline. They told me if it's not seriously injured or hospitalized, they could do nothing. And my understanding brings the payment rights.
Well, anybody can make a report, but I know how people, when they get frustrated, that they feel like they're making reports and nothing's been done.
Yeah.
Do you think you called that time, or you're not sure?
I called it quite a few times.
Now, Grandma gotta go.
Nathaniel's grandmother seems completely shaken as she provides disturbing insights into the environment Nathaniel lived in. Her statement not only undermines his parents' claims, but also reveals that the child was a victim of prolonged abuse. Back in 2018, after Nathaniel informed his grandmother about the abuse, she proactively reached out to DCFS. Despite reporting the abuse for nearly 2 years, no action was ever taken. Each time, the case was closed due to a lack of evidence, leaving Nathaniel under his mother's care. This highlights the utmost systemic failure to protect the one who needed it the most. Grandmother's tone clearly reflects the emotional burden she carries, knowing the tragedy could have been avoided. Now, the detective decides to bring Sarah in for questioning. Equipped with compelling details, the detective also holds a clinching piece of evidence strong enough to shatter Sarah's carefully crafted facade into pieces.
Okay, Sheriff, I know what happened that night. Okay? I feel bad for you that it happened, but I know what happened. And now's our time. We gotta talk about this and figure out why this happened. This is trying to depend on my husband or my spouse. Well, let's say that again. I said this is trying to depend on my husband or my spouse. Well, okay, well that's kind of the situation we're in, bro. Your son died due to suffocation. Okay, he died due to suffocation. How many people were in your house that night? 2. Okay. Sarah, we have to be honest about what happened here and explain it to you. I'm here to listen to why this happened. That's why I'm here. It'd be just as easy for me to look at the signs and say, you know what, let's go, we're going to jail. I'm not doing that because I want to hear, because I feel so guilty about the system failing you all these years. I want to hear, I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me the truth here, Sarah. Since my girls have been gone, things have been a lot better. It was just having my son at home. Okay, then why did this happen? You have to explain it to me. You don't want us to just go with the cold facts, scientific facts. You have to tell me why. Well, get to the why? Okay, then was it an accident? You got to explain it to me. That's why we're here. There's no way that I would. Okay, I kind of understand that you wouldn't do that intentionally. In your right mind, you wouldn't do that. I understand. Okay, that's what I'm saying also. But it happened, and you gotta explain to me how it led up to that and how we got to that point. You have to share. We gotta get to the bottom of this. I know it happened, okay? Don't try to tell me anymore that it didn't, because I know it happened. I know what happened, but I gotta know why. You gotta give me something to work with here. Sarah, just explain that. Tell me how it happened, and then maybe you didn't mean to do all of it. Explain what happened that night in the bedroom. You gotta just explain. I was just shopping for my son. I just bought cake mix for us to make cupcakes. Okay, but that doesn't explain what happened. No,
Right, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, Sarah.
Explain why this happened. Oh, yeah. Sure. You have to understand, he didn't just die for any other, for no reason. He died because he was suffocated. Now, if it wasn't you and you're going to try to tell me that it was your husband, that's really not upsetting, because we both know that's not the truth. That's not a fair thing to do. Okay, you have got to explain this to me. Were you just messing around, or how did this go so far? I'm asking you why, and I'm asking you to please explain it to me, because if you can't explain it to me, this is like you're this monster that wanted to murder your son for no reason. I'm not a monster. I want to kill anyone. Explain how this happened to you. You got to explain this, Sarah. I can't just go back to the experience and say, I'm the one who found him. I know. So, and your husband was asleep. So, how did this happen? I don't know. Sarah, you do know. I know you know. Your little boy has been telling you.
You know, Sarah.
For a year, you told anybody that will listen that his mom has been hurt him. And nobody did anything about it. It drives me crazy.
I'm taking him counseling. I've taken him counseling for the way that he felt. His godparents wanted him so bad a few years ago that they made up. I'm trying to get him taken away.
What does that have to do with right now, though?
Yeah, the godparents. He told other people that he felt like you were going to hurt him, that you were going to kill him, that you went into his bedroom in the middle of the night and put a pillow on his head, that you went into the bedroom and held his head under the water. This was building up. It was building up, and nobody helped you guys. This is your chance to say, we tried to get help, nobody helped us, and then this ends up happening, even though I didn't want it to happen. But you got to explain it.
No, I did not kill him.
Who did? Your husband?
I know.
How many people were in the house?
Just us.
So you're telling me your husband killed him? He was murdered?
He wanted to kill them. I don't see that. I mean, he just ate real lot.
listen to this scenario that we have going on here. So, for the last at least maybe 10 months, your son has told pretty much anybody that would listen that he's afraid that his mom is going to hurt him. He's told almost identical stories to 5 people that I know of. Okay, that in the middle of the night, mom tried to suffocate me. Okay, I think that happened, but it ended the right way. You didn't kill him because you didn't want to kill him. I think this time it ended.
He was never.
He died 2 days ago because he was suffocated. Okay, don't say he was never suffocated. Your son died because he was
So I'm
suffocated.
saying I didn't
Sarah,
take that.
Sarah, you did. Okay, this isn't going away. This is your chance to try to explain why it happened. It happened. It happened. I got it right here from the doctor that did the autopsy today. Your son was suffocated. The body shows certain signals depending on how you died. Your son was suffocated. Okay, I know you did. You're not crying. You can take that away. You're not crying. Take that away. We have to talk about this. We can't just cover up and try to ignore this.
I'm not ignoring.
We have to get to the bottom of this, Sarah. Explain it to me. Sarah, I know.
That night before bed, tickled him. He was fine. My husband read him.
I know. I know.
Everything was fine.
I know he was fine up until he wasn't. Up until somebody went in there and suffocated him. I know he was fine up until somebody went in there and suffocated him. Your husband was asleep in the other room. You weren't. Sarah, don't do this to yourself.
I woke up.
Initially, the detective approaches Sarah with an empathetic tone, attempting to lower her guard and elicit a confession. But sensing her defiance, he strikes her with the irrefutable evidence that ultimately brings her act of a distraught mother to an end. Despite being confronted with an indisputable reality, Sarah attempts to steer the narrative in her favor. As soon as she realizes that her claims are failing miserably, she concludes the interview by asking for an attorney. Regardless of Sarah's efforts to conceal the truth, she is unaware that it is already beginning to break through. Meanwhile, more incriminating details emerge as the detective questions Sarah's mother. Her damning revelation would only tighten the circle around Sarah, leaving her with fewer places to hide.
He's not the, hey, I'm going to help you, Sarah. He might want to pay for part of the funeral or something, but I don't think he's coming today to help her with an attorney. But she said that's what she's doing because I said, well, they have a public defender. She doesn't trust your free defenders here, and she's not going to go to jail for something she didn't do.
Okay. What did you tell her?
I said, Sarah, your child is dead. As 2 people were home, your husband was sleeping. Mom, I didn't do this. I said, Sarah. So if I know anything, I'm going to tell her she did it too. So we'll see how today pans out. But she's totally denying it to me. But then she brought up random tax money. And she's like, I'm not going to jail for something I didn't do. And she's like, we're getting a substantial amount back, and me and the kids are going doing some fun things. I said, you kids, but not your murdered son. And she just gets on me, Mom, I didn't, you know.
And you said you told her, Sarah, you did.
Yeah, I know you did, Sarah. I know you did. I knew how she treated him. I knew the things he told me. I knew how afraid Nathaniel was to be in that house with her. I knew when I called DCFS last year trying to get him out of that house, and they didn't do anything. And Nathaniel told him about the bathtub, about smothering him, and they didn't take him seriously. So my hands were tied with, anything else I could do, except for, bring him to the house as much as I could. I love Sarah, but I'm furious, man. That's my grandson.
And you're furious because you believe she killed her son.
And you know what? I knew she did it before the coroner called and told me he was suffocated. I was feeling bad because I was judging her that she did it. I just know her mental, and I know her relationship with him. She has never bonded with him. It's been a long story. I don't know.
Why don't we go ahead and let's start from kind of when. So she had 2 girls already.
Yes.
How was she with them?
When they were young, she was a good mom. She was a decent mom. She got overwhelmed, but she called for support, her sister or me, or I'd help her. But then as things started getting bad with them and the kids started getting older, she's always been a screamer. She's always been a thrower. She's always been, get to your room, do your little to her. I'd be talking to her on the phone, and that's the way she talks to my grandkids. And I'm like, Sarah, she's always been that way. But she said that because she grew up bad, and she did not grow up bad. So Sarah's so mental.
Okay, so as they started getting a little older, she started having problems with your girls.
Yeah, having problems, and them snapping back, and her throwing stuff across the room and calling them little. Another one, I didn't think she could ever be helped. I didn't even think God could help her. Sarah has her so messed up. Sarah has an inappropriate relationship. Sarah, I can give you an example, and she doesn't wear underwear. I said to Sarah, you're the adult. She's the child. When you're a kid, you wear underwear. You wear them. So when she would come to my house, out of respect for me, she'd wear them at her house. I thought, I don't have to wear them because Mom doesn't make me. I told Sarah, it's hard to help your kids learn the right way when their own mother's not doing it. So, and she got so mad at me, who cares if she wears underwear? I said, Sarah, it's just the point. You're the parent. You have to, there are things kids just have to do. They're non-negotiable, and wearing underwear is one of them. So
was she ever physical with the girls,
Yes. I know pulling their arms, grabbing them by their shirts and pulling them in the house, spanking them outside if they were fighting over a toy, like just kind of grabbing them and whacking them. The screaming and the throwing are the main things, but had marks on them over the years. We have taken pictures over the years of things. DCFS has been in the house for years,
So they
now.
do nothing over the
They just
years.
could never do anything. But I would mostly say between grabbing their clothes and throwing them in a room, throwing stuff at them mostly. I didn't get along with his mother. You're going to talk to her today. We do now. We communicate. We knew something was going to happen to Nathaniel. We knew it. I just always told everyone God would protect them. Well, for some reason, God took him so he wouldn't have to. I don't know. I think if he would have gotten older, she would have had something way worse planned for him. I don't know if he was such a pain in the ass to her or what, but she had a dislike for him. You could tell when we did family gatherings at the park and stuff how he'd get yelled at. And Nathaniel was I'm sorry, I'm doing things.
Nah, don't try to cry now, boo. You was sitting there letting this go on.
Oh, but anyway, it ended up, when they got the baby back from full custody and was going to divorce Sarah, acting with his mom was going to divorce Sarah, well then all of a sudden decided to stay together because of the baby. And so I can't remember what point they got married. I don't remember if they were married. I'd have to look it up on my pictures. But so the only reason, because even last time I called DCFS, I told them, even the judge said to me last time we went to court, well, doesn't she have her son home full time? And I stood up and I said, well, yes, she does, but only because her husband has full custody. She doesn't have any rights to him. Sarah's like, he doesn't need to know that. I said, he damn well sure doesn't need to know that's the only reason that boy's in your house. So I didn't answer for my grandchildren their whole life. I grew up, my mom was a bipolar drunk. My dad was my stepdad was a drunk. My mom put me in survival table, it's sad. And I am using all the hate for my kids right now to care about myself. And I have 4 girls, and I'll tell you what the drama of it all. But Sarah family members have quit talking to Sarah because she causes so much stress. Yeah. She's a negative person. And blame. She tells me she wouldn't be fat if we wouldn't have moved away from Papa years ago.
Sarah's mother corroborates Nathaniel's grandmother's account, highlighting the trauma he endured before his tragic death. Her statement also reveals that he lived in constant fear due to the ongoing abuse. Sarah's mother's description also exposes how her fractured bond with Nathaniel led to a pattern of violence projected onto him. As she delves into further details, she sheds light on another critical piece of information that reveals a father's unforeseen betrayal.
Sarah's so irresponsible. Monday was President's Day. Nathaniel started walking to school Monday, and the snowplow drivers told him that there was no school. That's how irresponsible she is. Most mornings he tells me he gets up and makes his own breakfast. Some days he can't find his boots, stuff a mom gets up and does for you.
How did you find out about him on Monday walking to school?
Sarah told me.
And what did she say?
I sent him to school. He didn't even have school. I felt bad. I said, you felt bad? Yeah, she didn't feel bad. Getting him up early, having him go out by himself.
Okay, all right, so let's get into some of the things that you feared for his safety with his mom. What are some of the things that he said to you that made you fear for his safety?
She tells me that she throws things. I'm scared to be home with her grandma. He said she's going to drown me in the bathtub. She tried one day. I said, and I questioned him on that because I said, well, she's a big girl, Nathaniel. I said, are you sure that Mommy would do that to you? Well, she tried, but I fought and she didn't, he said. He said he has to get himself up for school. Mom sleeps all day. He walks to school. He doesn't always eat breakfast. She always screams. One day she hit me with a white stick. The girls have told me that there's a white stick she had used to hit him with that she doesn't hit them with. I've never seen it. Mom is mean, tells me to shut the fuck up, calls me stupid, sometimes because of my homework. I get picked on by my sister. Doesn't help me. It's always my fault, and I get spanked for it. Mommy won't let me see the when I grow up. He would beg me. He would say, when I grow up, I'm going to go. Yes, you are. He has a fear of being drowned in the bathtub, and this is what we told the DCFS worker that I'm mad at right now, and about smothering him. Because I questioned the tub because I figured she's big, she could drown him if she wanted to. I just think she put the fear of God in him.
Okay, what about the smothering? How did he bring that up?
He said, sometimes Mommy comes in the room and she sits by me like she's smothering me. And I said, what do you mean? He said, sometimes it's a pillow. He said, sometimes she's got a blanket around her and she leans on him. And I said, well, do you get up? And she's like, yeah, I get up and I yell. And so he was terrified to be there with her.
And you ain't do nothing about it, Grandma? All of this, this is pissing me off. I don't know about y'all, but Granny's pissing me the hell off. I would have been had my grandbaby.
He made comments that he thought she was going to smother
me. Yeah, he told me straight up. He's like, she's going to smother me or drown me one day. I don't know if she's going to drown me in the tub or she's going to smother me. I said, well, Mommy wouldn't do that to you, honey. I said, we love you. He's like, I don't know. And then, of course, he told me to pray to God. And he's been acting out because of behavior. He was at his grandma's house the weekend before, and he was acting out and being upset. And sometimes he'll beg me not to take him home. I don't want to go back to Mom's. Can you keep me? Can I go? Sarah would be like, you're not going to see the coffee hour. And I was like, Sarah, people that love you want to see them.
She pissing me off. I don't see how you can sit up there and be the grandma and let your grandbaby beg, and he confide in you that he finna get smothered and drowned, and you like brush it off? That ain't nothing but a quick CPS call, and you taking custody of the children. You grandma, you in there.
He said, well, I'm thinking about it. And I just thought, all you had to do was put in the car and drive away and be done with Sarah and just be done with all of it.
Okay, so these things that Daniel told you, did you?
Yes.
And what does he say to that?
Well, I don't know if that's true. You know, kids say things. I just don't say specific things like that. Maybe mom's mad at me or mom threw something, but mom trying to drown me in the tub or mom smothering me are two specific acts of ignorance.
And so he kind of said, like, I don't know if that's true.
He's like, no, he didn't do it. He didn't believe him. He didn't think he did. But I believe kids when they tell me. Because of how I grew up, I believe kids when they tell me stuff.
So he said that the bathtub thing, and that he also thought she was going to smother her because she would kind of sit on him and put a pillow on his head. Yep. Did he say where that happened, the pillow?
In his room.
Did he say like any more detail about it? Did he say?
Just in his room, and he screamed and he said he kicked, and because I said, you know, she's bigger than you, she could do that, and he's like, well, I would fight. He would tell me.
Did
what?
he say how she would do it? Like any?
He just mostly said sit on him. Well, she's a big girl, you know.
She would like sit on him and
sit on the edge of the bed and mess with him and say act like she's smothering him. That's not even a joke. And shutting off the lights, man, that's yeah. But you know what? She wasn't upset the next day. The next day, they couldn't go to the house. They went to. I get a call from her. Her son just got murdered. Somebody just killed her son, and she called me to tell me, "Can you have your sister post about Nathaniel off of Facebook?" Half hour later, she calls me back and says, "We don't want your sister here either. My sister lives in Tennessee, 11 hours away. Why are you worried today about my sister coming?" Yesterday, she brought up to me she's going to lose her Section 8 and her food stamps. And I said to her, "Are you out of your mind?" I said, "Your child is dead, and you're worried about where you're going to live and what you're going to eat." I'm hard on Sarah. I don't with her. She doesn't me. I don't. And today her dad's coming. I can't wait to hear what happens there. She doesn't care. Sarah is a big mouth, loud mouth, kind of person. She acts like she cares about God, but if you don't help her and you're not on her side, she's ignorant to you. Matter of fact, she just recently started talking to me, and that's why I was getting Nathaniel again this weekend, because I haven't seen Nathaniel I haven't seen him in like 6 weeks. And she told me, if you ever talk bad about me again, I'm going to kick your. And I said to her, "What the are you saying to your mother?" I said, "What, you and your 5'4", 400-pound body?" I said, "You know what, Sarah, I hate to ever have to hit you, but if you wanted to bring it on with me, I'd just knock you on the ground and walk away." I just thought, why would you say that to your mother, that you beat her? Oh, Sarah has told my 14-year-old daughter she would kill me if she wouldn't go to prison for it.
Okay, so it's safe to say at this point you had no doubt that it was Sarah.
I am sick to my stomach. I literally threw up yesterday. I am sick knowing that my child finally did what we thought she'd do.
How long have you kind of thought this was going to happen?
Sarah's mother claims that all along, Brian was aware of the abuse Nathaniel endured. Instead of helping him escape his mother's cruelty, he chose to remain silent. Tragically, despite confiding in those closest to him in hopes of getting effective help, Nathaniel received none. It's truly heartbreaking to imagine the depth of his helplessness, leading him to predict his own fatal end. While being questioned, Nathaniel's grandmother supports Sarah's mother's statement, confirming Brian's knowledge of the ongoing abuse. But she also reveals the reason behind his silence, despite the repeated warnings he received.
So, I interviewed him yesterday. It was kind of like he didn't know anything. How can we get to admit more of this stuff that he knew about?
Tell me the truth. He is scared of her. I've seen her. If he doesn't do what she does or says, he's weak.
Do you think you could talk?
Are we talking about the same lady here? Y'all remember that picture with her and her son? Now all of a sudden she's the Tasmanian devil? This is crazy.
You're not telling the police the whole truth. You need to do that. You're going to have trouble.
I could try without her.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Because there's a way to talk to him about her. Maybe I can get him to come up to the police department. If here now, you think you can talk to him and get him to tell him the truth without her around?
I don't know.
Would you want to try?
I would try, but hopefully, I don't know. If he's got to come up here without her and he says I was here.
You're worried about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she beat him. I have seen it at my house. Now, Nathan looks dead. And I have never seen he gets angry. He's a dad. But to beat him? No.
Yeah, has Nathan ever said I'm afraid dad?
No.
Like he says I'm afraid mom?
Just last weekend, we were talking. And I said, well, how's school? I like school, but I don't like going home. I said, why? He goes, Mama. I said, what's wrong? She's mean. So,
He's never said bad news.
no, never ever.
Okay, so if I tell you that so he was suffocated, that's how he died. There's only 2 people in the house when that happened. Do you have any doubt in your mind what happened?
I'm positive she did.
And you were concerned it was going to happen before it happened?
Right.
Man, how y'all knew all of this and you positive she strangled or suffocated him, but y'all ain't do nothing?
He kind of told you, Nathan himself told you it was going to happen. Almost the exact same thing.
He's even told me several times, Mama doesn't want me.
Even though Brian knew Sarah posed a threat to Nathaniel, his silence, driven by fear, remains completely unfathomable. Just one act of
Hold up, y'all. Let's look at that face again.
When that
Even though Brian knew Sarah posed a threat to Nathaniel,
We're talking about this lady. All of them is scared of her? She running the show. Everybody tiptoeing around her? Her mom says she is a screamer and a thrower, though. She looked like she cut up a bad little temper tantrum too. Like I could just see her getting it in too. She looks like she really gets it in. Then they said she was overly religious too. Look at those innocent, sinister eyes.
his silence, driven by fear, remains completely unfathomable. Just one act of intervention could have prevented this unfortunate
All these
incident.
people around.
Meanwhile, detectives also learned that Sarah's negligence often led Nathaniel's godparents to foster him from a very young age. During his stays, Nathaniel confided in them about the abuse he endured, but at the same time, they quietly gathered unsettling evidence on several events that would prove to be the final blow in this devastating case.
So what did Mama Sarah do to you?
She slapped me, punched me.
She slapped you and punched you?
Yeah.
Where at? In the leg?
No, here.
In your face?
And then she punched me here.
Ouch. Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried so loud.
Did you? Did she say she was sorry for hitting you? She didn't say she was
She
sorry.
just walked away and got back in the front seat of the car and drove.
Oh, okay. What, did you have lumps on that for a couple of days or just
Only
did it go
for
away?
1 day.
One day, then it went away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it like right here or
No,
right here?
here.
Oh, in your jaw.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have a hard time eating after she did that?
No.
No.
It was just on my cheek, not my jaw.
Just your cheek. Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
tell anyone.
Why? Am I not supposed to tell anyone?
Yeah, because you'll get everyone in trouble, and I'll get in trouble, and then I'll be more greedy.
Oh, is that what she told you not to tell anybody?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I don't care because I have to tell the truth.
Do you? Okay.
But don't tell her
Well.
because she'll be so mad.
Yeah. Well, Papa will try to protect you. Okay.
Man, what they be
We
saying?
won't tell anybody, but we'll try to protect you so you don't get hurt anymore. Is that the only thing she's done to you since you were here last?
I forgot.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to pray and hopefully Jesus will get you here sooner than later, right? Because he's working it out, right?
Why did y'all take this to the people? Man, y'all supposed to got. You could have got a ex parte to get a temporary custody. You could have found a temporary custody ex parte right quick. Got the shorty on that testimony alone could have got the baby out the house. Y'all could have been working the case from him being at your house. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody stepped up for this baby. It's a cool little dude, man. Trying to roll with the punches. No pun intended, but cool little dude, man, trying to stick in there, just trying to do his little do. And here she go. But then, I mean, come on now. Where did she learn this type of behavior? These parents, they sitting there, let it go on. Where did this behavior come from? That couldn't have been my grandbaby because I've been over there and kicked her ass. Even if I had to pay a crackhead to beat her up, she would have been getting her ass whooped. She would have had to feel that, doing that to that little boy. Or you're gonna feel that. Then you ain't finna sit up there and tell me, you don't like him and y'all y'all don't match, and you don't got no feelings for him. You ain't never. You better try. But man, I mean, just because you're a parent don't mean you're supposed. Just because you become a parent don't mean you're supposed to have kids. I always say that all the time.
You working it out?
Never.
He's never gonna work it out. Well, you know, Mom and Papa love you, though, right? And we don't hit on you. We force feed you. Do we force feed you and make you eat all the time?
No.
No. Do you like it here?
You like being here?
Do you like being here or no?
Obviously.
Obviously.
So tell me that again. She did what? You were in the bathtub already?
Yeah.
And you already had water going?
I turned it off.
Yeah. And then what? She came in there?
Yeah, and she tried to get me to leave.
How?
She grabbed my neck and she tried to put my head underwater.
Put your head underwater?
Yep.
And what did you do?
I fight it back.
You fight it back?
I holded myself up as hard as I can.
Well, that's horrible. You don't do something like that to a child, do you?
In the hopes of getting Nathaniel's custody, his godparents even contacted authorities to report their concerns. Unfortunately, the judge handed the custody back to Sarah. So far, every account ultimately leads detectives to one haunting question. What drove Sarah to kill her own son? Yet, the answer would soon come to light as more details continue to unfold. Now, as Nathaniel's godmother steps in, she shares more troubling details from different occurrences, giving the plot a far darker turn.
He had a cut on his tongue, and so they actually told us that somebody cut his tongue. I don't know if it was girls or somebody cut his tongue. He also had a lump on his head. I don't know if that was from the girls or from Sarah, but he had.
How old was he?
He was 5 months old. They also told us that the daycare.
Hey, real talk. Let's talk about that though. What's up with these judges though? I mean, my boy murked his sister on a Disney cruise because she refused to cooch, and he at the crib playing Roblox right now. What's up with these judges? Just like, I don't know if y'all remember this story with the two ladies that adopted them 4 black kids, and they bounced around from state to state until them folks got hot, and then the folks actually got hot, and then they drove the car off the bridge with them and the kids in there so they didn't get caught for the abuse they was doing. It was the little boy that had on the little leather coat that was hugging the cot. Oh, I did the story. Crazy. Letting these folks off like that. They see themselves or their family members. Well, hey, then that's a messed up mentality, because that means you don't even want good for your own family members. Boy, it's some people out in this world, man, with a different type of way of thinking, fam. And you know, we all over here hurt like, dang, man, no matter what, that's a baby, man. You don't do no baby like that. We don't, that's not in our culture. We don't, boy, you get hurt messing with some kids. Real hurt. It seemed like everybody was complicit too. That's what I'm really mad at. Like, grandma, grandpa, y'all losing.
Had even told them that he had no signs of bonding with anyone. He was showing signs of neglect. There was a disconnect with, he had just never bonded with anyone. There was emotional, signs of neglect because of that.
You know what the character was?
I don't know that day. I mean, with my girls and myself, he didn't like her any attention whatsoever. But he would just scream and scream when he wanted his bottle. He just scream like he was never going to eat again. And I'm trying to hurry to get bottles together because I nursed all my time, but I didn't know. He had night terrors for at least a month. He would wake up in the middle of the night just screaming and screaming and screaming. And we had to calm him down. We were like, what are you doing? I thought people did this on the movie. We're like, what movie? And that's when he was doing things that were inappropriate. And he said the movie that was in the television. I'm like, where is my... And that's what we called them. And he called us Mama and Papa. Because we didn't want him, getting confused, and they didn't want him to call him. We weren't going to have him call us mommy and daddy or something. But we have him from 5 months old.
This is crazy, man. How could y'all develop this type of care for the boy and not step in and help the boy when he really needs y'all?
He's got college, okay, so we're not on that. So he's doing these routines, and he thought it was something that he thought they were naked girls dancing and putting things on their bodies. So anyway, he was scared. Oh, he had nightmares. He was scared because he was watching zombie movies. Screaming having nightmares of a clown eating his face off because they let him watch it, which I didn't even know what that was. We don't watch stuff like that. He told us already in the car that he watched a movie with naked girls showing their DPs about doing sexy things. The other girls watched it at like after dinner time, and say, "You want to pick them up? You can see them." I said, "What about preschool?" She goes, "Oh, that's okay. I'm not really worried about it." She goes, "It's just preschool. You can come pick them up." And we're like, "Okay, we'll be there in 2 minutes." So we left to go get them. We're putting them in the car seat. I'm in the car, and I'm sitting in the back. Putting them in the car seat. I'm in the back, and I got out, went around, and because I didn't see anything on this side, and I got went around, and he's trying to get him buckled in. I'm like, "Here, I'll help you." So I get over there to buckle him in, and I look up, and he's got a 2-inch gash on his head that's still gooey and bloody and or something. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to his head?" "Oh, he was running all around in the kitchen and he hit it on the corner of the table." Well, he was just about at the right height and he runs all the time. And so we didn't think anything of it. We're like, that sounds like him. I mean, he's always running.
You saw that happen, or you just
No, he didn't say what he saw. He just said that, and he was at work. I know he was working. He was on all day.
So you're saying it wasn't.
Exactly. He probably was at home and there was also that. So I'm trying to be some of things and be really careful with it. We had him for, that was March 28th. I wrote him into him, like, "What's going on? What's wrong?" He goes, "He keeps crying. Papa, please let me be here." And I said, "We can't leave like that. So we're sitting in the car for like 15 minutes and we don't know what to do. We can't leave." And because I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And I'm like, "We can't leave him here. What do we do?" So I said, "Go up there and ask Sarah to come out." So Sarah came out. And we said, "Sarah," we said, "you see what he's going through." And we said, "Are you having a hard time? This is what Nathaniel told us. He said that he threw the phone at us, that you hit him in the head with the phone. He didn't hit his head on the table." "No, I didn't do that. That's not true." We said, "Well, he said that her phone broke, and she texted me like during that whole period, her phone broke. She had to get her phone." So we said, "If you are overwhelmed, please, he's call us anytime day or night. We'll come get him. Please do that." And then she started bawling and crying. "I can't handle it." We're like, "Yeah, we can't leave here like this. We can't leave him here like this. Would you please let him come home with us again? We can't." Look at him. So she went in and agreed to let him come back with us. So he got right back in the car. And we were crying and he was crying. And we said, "Nathaniel, it's okay. You're coming home with us. It's going to be okay." And then he got happy. And then we got on the phone and he was so happy with me. Nathaniel told me about going to sleep at night. Mommy Sarah chokes me. He put his hands around his neck to show me. She was angry over the kids fighting over June. 26th of June.
So you remember where you were at when he told you that?
Yeah, I was in my house. Yeah.
Did he say it happened?
We were in the living room by the couch. And I don't know if that triggered his memory or not. He told me it then.
So he said that he was on the couch and
he said she had the couch cushion was off the couch. The cushions were off the couch, or one of them. And he said that they were playing or doing something, but she took the cushion and put it on top of his head and she sat on it and she wouldn't get off. And she kept laughing and he couldn't breathe. And he said, I kept screaming, "I can't breathe," and she wouldn't get off. And like well, he finally came running and pulled her off with me. He said he finally pulled her off with me. So I don't know how long he was under there.
These bone-chilling details provide a glimpse into Nathaniel's disturbing life and the pain he endured at the hands of his own mother. While the investigation progresses, detectives uncover further incriminating details about Sarah, which could possibly be the reason behind Nathaniel's death. They learn that she has a history of mental health issues and struggles with alcohol and substance addiction. These details led detectives to question whether Sarah's instability and ongoing struggle played a role in the violent events that followed. The godmother now recalls another unsettling incident from a few months before Nathaniel's death, revealing his desperate attempts to escape his mother's atrocities.
Yeah, that's BS, because I know plenty of crackheads that never did nothing to their children. Nah, they was crazy and they was on crack too, but somehow the kids was still okay. They might have was in the streets, but the parents didn't touch them.
So in May, this one they talked about, so he runs in the door, and he hugs us, and he hugs me down, and he runs flat. And I didn't hear what he said, but I heard him say, "Papa, we have to talk." That's all I heard him say. And so now he's, he's 7 years old. Right? No, he's 6. So he jumps on his lap, and I'm next door to him, and I just want to get rid of him so I could see him. And they're standing at the door, and Sarah says, "On the way here, he said he wanted to kill himself." I was like, "What?"
She goes, he said he wanted to kill himself. And she starts crying. She goes, I'm just worried because of that. And I said, he actually said that. And she said, yeah. And I said, we had never heard him ever say anything like that, ever. In fact, that's how he really said it. So then I said, I'm sure he'll be fine. He's here. He'll be fine. Let me go talk to him. And we got to come home. So they left. And I went in there and I sat down on the floor and he laughed. He goes, Papa. He goes, Mom, Sarah hurts me. She's hurting me. Like what? And he goes, she's hurting me. And I think that might have been when he told about the couch cushion. He said she's mean to him. She hits him. She hurts him. And then I think that might have been one or sometime after that. Normally he's never just sat down and said all this stuff. Things came out at the weirdest times. Like I said, he's laying in bed, we're praying, we're just like, oh, there's something. Oh, dear God. And then, so weird times stuff is not. But we hadn't seen him for a long time and he's older. And so that was the first thing he was telling us.
How do you hear all of that stuff and not take action? Is what I'm saying. How, like me just hearing you say it right now is pissing me all the way off. You sat there and this boy cried, looked into you in the eyes, and y'all still just let him go. Crazy. You would have to call. All you got to do is call CPS. They might go down to the place for a second, but all you got to do is go down there and get them. You'll get them within a couple hours. They're looking for the next of kin. Go get them. I mean, knowledge is key, man. I've been a advocate before, so I know about all type of different situations to help people. And man, sometimes I have to catch myself because not everybody knows the knowledge to get it done. So, but I would try to find out. Some would have to give, even if it was just calling the police or having them go do a welfare check. I mean, at that point, your adult testimony should hold weight. If you tell somebody that's what's going on, if you tell somebody the child told you this is crazy. Shame on Granny. And whoever else was around.
He said, no, I understand that. He said, I'm going to run away. And I'm like, you can't just run away. If she tries to hurt me, I'm going to run away. I said, you can't run away. If you run away, you could get hit by a car, somebody could kidnap you, and I'm thinking.
He'd rather run away to be in that little stuff. Y'all ain't taking the signs. It takes a lot for a little ass kid to say they want to run away. They don't know nothing about the world. That's a huge step. That's how bad it was.
Okay, if you want to run, go straight through your backyard because the police station is there. Because until today, I didn't know it was here. I thought it was this court building. So I told him to run through the backyard, and he would come up to a huge building where he could get help.
With the mounting testimonies, scrutiny no longer falls solely on Sarah. Brian's role also comes into focus. Despite being warned by family members, his silence played a huge role in letting the unthinkable happen. Armed with ample implicating evidence, detectives bring Brian in for one last time. Now, the question that surfaces is whether he will continue to reshape his narrative or finally confess the truth he has concealed for far too long.
Okay, well, I've asked you for anything you've seen happen between him and Sarah. But we don't need to talk about the last interview. We're talking here now, and I just want to have you tell me now, because I talked to your mother, and your mother told me that she told you about things over the years that she witnessed herself. So I know you at least know about that, but I know there's other things that you've seen over time. You've had more time to think about it right now. And you said maybe that day when I first talked to you, it was so soon after you didn't have a clear head. Is that what you're saying?
I still don't have a clear head, but try to remember.
Okay. So what I brought up was that incident where you guys, Nathaniel had gone to your mom. She said that when she saw him, he had bruises on his back.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell me, you know about that?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me exactly what
I don't know. I don't really remember what it was all about. But she
was maybe a couple years back. Maybe a couple years. Yeah. Okay. Tell me what happened.
Basically, dealing with her cane, I had to pull her off.
She was hitting him. Where was she hitting back? On the back. And she was using her cane.
Yeah.
Where was that happening at?
In the living room.
And do you know why at that time?
I'm not sure what it was all about.
Where was he standing or laying? Or?
He was starting to crouch over. I just happened to walk in. I think I was coming out of the bathroom at the time. And I really had to pull her off.
So she was hitting him with the cane in the back?
Yeah.
And you grabbed.
He's a coward. How you gonna let this broad beat on this child, dude? You ain't standing on nothing in your crib. That would not be happening.
Better made her stop. When you first came out and saw, did you say something first?
At first, I was like, what the hell? Then I didn't even ask questions. I just jumped in the middle.
Okay. So, what was Nathaniel saying or doing while she was sitting in the bed?
Please stop, please stop.
And what was she saying?
She really, I don't remember if she said anything, but I knew she was upset about something. What? I don't remember what it was all about.
Don't remember what.
Oh,
Okay, so
man,
you're in bed
don't try to
about
act like
2 years ago.
oh,
No.
no.
So, okay, you're in bed.
He is okay. Is this dude attempting to act like he is oblivious? If you had to jump in front of her one time for beating a little boy with a cane, you didn't seen way more than that. If you wasn't even involved, I ain't hearing that. That's just like almost like doing it. He's lying.
You come out and you hear anything when you're in bed?
All I heard was screaming, so.
You know which one was screaming?
Him.
Nathaniel screaming? Did it stop?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you come out and she's sitting in the back and you just
Correct. That was before we started doing a little bit better care for her.
okay. So what do you how many times do you think you saw her hitting that?
Just once.
You saw one. Okay.
Yeah.
This Nick, you're lying, cuz. This girl must got the whole world in her. Well, they say the crazy girls got the best sex. They do say that, but I don't give a damn when it comes to no damn child. I mean, what kind of spell? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something. It got to be something. How you sitting by letting this chick beat on this child like that, fam? Is that stepdad? He's a lily liver, yellow belly coward. Like he's a bottom feeder. Like, cuz how you ain't regulating in your own crib? You supposed to be the man. You supposed to be instituting justice around that thing. You ain't supposed to be letting her get away with that. Is she beating on you too? Blink twice if you need help. I ain't heard a dude this soft in a long time over a broad. Cause you gotta be super soft to let your broad run amok like that in the house and beat. And the other man in the house, the other set of balls, the other penis, you just letting her do that? Where's the camaraderie at, brother? You ain't look. What happened to the bro code? Ain't that your son? That must not be his son. That must be his stepson or something. And then if so, man, you even whacker. How you gonna be with a chick and overlook something like that? You're garbage.
How many bruises did he have afterwards?
I don't recall how many bruises. I think it was about 2, maybe 3.
2 or 3 bruises on his back.
Oh my god.
And then you don't remember if afterwards she explained, or did you say, what are you doing? You can't be hitting him like that.
Pretty much, I literally had a bed on couch, ground, whatever I found suitable at the time. Just for it calm down a bit.
You pinned her on the couch, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Trying to get her calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was she trying to do? Anything then?
She was trying to get me off her. I'm like, I get it up so you calm down.
Did she have a cane in her hand still?
By that time, I took it out of her hands.
You took a cane out of her hand. Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much chucked it across the room in time.
When you grabbed her, or when Nathaniel did?
I think you ran to his room. He was crying.
You ain't never pinned her down, never. That sounds like a fictitious story. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I ain't even gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was probably. That I don't believe none of that. You pinned her down and you chucked the cane across the room. When they be trying to give too many details, they usually be lying. You sound like you're fibbing, homeboy.
Can you demonstrate how she was hit him?
I think she was hit from like that, like coming up. Yeah, and he was basically crushed on the ground when I saw it.
But what area on his back? Was it the top, on the middle? Or... So afterwards, when things are calmed back down, didn't you tell her you can't do that?
Yeah.
And what did she say?
I don't think she said too much.
Okay. And you agree that's not good behavior. That's normal.
No, but ever since.
Don't. Let's talk about facts. Okay. So, your mom, who I think is a very honest person, my judgment of her, I've talked to her several times over last week, told me that she told you other stuff. That she made sure you were aware whenever she noticed something. Okay. So I know you know about other things that she told you. Okay. So what else are you aware of happening in the painting? Or what else did you yourself see happening in the painting?
Her shut off lights on him. Basically, that's scared that she's on the outer side of the door, though. Not in the room with him. Through the IC.
Okay. So, she would turn on the lights and he was inside a room and go in the painting.
You're a puss in boots. You're a weenie. I can't believe this dude sit up here and let this broad torture this kid like that.
He starts screaming to her mom. There's been times where I go up to her like, okay, enough is enough. We gotta turn the lights back on. I thought she was playing at first, but at the same time, I don't think her mental health was fully there. Right at the time.
Loser.
So basically, before it escalated, I intervened.
Well, one of the stories that is told me by several people, that your mom included, is kind of the compilation of the story that she was in the bathtub. You know about this incident? I know you do.
No, he was in the bathtub. Well, I seen what I said. He was in the bathtub. She shut off the lights. I walked back in. She's on the outside the door.
Okay. What else do you know?
He is lying. You sat up there and knew that broad was trying to drown that boy. You're the scum of the earth, dog. He's real low, real loser stock, laughing stock. This guy is spineless.
About what happened to him?
I know nothing else. I know what you told me, said, held his head on water.
Okay, in the first interview I brought that up.
Yeah, you brought that in.
First one. Your mom never told you about that?
I don't remember.
That seems like
I know what it seems like.
That would be really hard for me to forget as a father. And you're telling me you forgot. Because you don't think your mom's a liar.
I'm not saying she is.
Okay. So if your mom says very clearly that she told you about that, she probably told you about it?
Yes.
Yeah, she would.
Okay. And you're telling me you don't remember her telling you that?
Like I said, I might be busy and I probably don't remember, so.
Okay, but the things that people have told me here where it counts, everybody's telling me the same thing. I haven't heard any outlandish, things that aren't backed up by somebody else in here.
Right.
It's all the same stuff in here with everybody I've spoken to. And like I told you, everybody in this whole situation has told me everything, but you. That's what's troubling too. The person that was closest to this situation doesn't want to tell me.
What?
I can't believe that a boy was reaching out to everybody else.
There was an incident that I think that was vivid now.
He can't even call himself a man nor a father. Your whole job, dude, is to protect your kids. I'd be in jail for a domestic before I sat up there and let something like that go on, man. Come on, man. You gotta grow some, cuz. I mean, she need a taste of her own medicine. His pimp hand needed to be stronger. His pimp hand is limp. He's real rainbow, real moist. He probably on some Brokeback Mountain with the construction guys. He gotta be on the Brokeback Mountain side of the game to let this broad run amok up under his household like that. With your son? With your heir, your seed? He might as well just go jump off a bridge or something like that, because you're not even your whole purpose in life is useless. You let that happen to your son. You're garbage. Straight trash. Straight trash. Yeah, forever easy one there. Thousands. Yep, you're right about that. I like that, David. I am very optimistic. I appreciate you bringing me back to reality. But when it comes to these cheering, man, I don't like that, man. I don't like that. He's a real scumbag. I ain't letting grandma and grandpa off the hook. Sister, everybody knew she was getting down. That boy reached out to everybody he thought they could help him, and they let him down. And that's what's most devastating about this. It wasn't like it was in silence. Cuz was reaching out.
Sorry, so that was what she told me was, I guess, when she was little. Came right up with a book. It hit him in the tongue. That's where he was bleeding at. That's what Sheriff told me. Yeah. Because it happened just before I got there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead.
Right. It happened before you got there.
You don't remember your mom telling you that she held him underwater in bed?
Okay, I mean, I'm trying to think that far back.
That was a few months ago, was it?
Yeah. She did say something, but I didn't believe it.
Okay. I want to know all those things that you didn't believe. Okay. So what did she tell you?
Just asked me if I knew that Sarah was head of the water. No, I don't know.
Okay, but she told you. Yeah. So then what happened? If my wife told, or somebody told me my wife,
I questioned her. She told me no, she did not.
Okay. So then did you ask Daniel about it?
Yeah, but he really didn't talk to me about anything.
So he
didn't come up to me or anything like that. Like most.
Well, why? Yeah, because you're a punk. You're a puss. Why would he? He don't got a dad. Why would he come to you? You in the house letting it go on. Why would he? And ooh, y'all. He just told on himself. Why come to you if you be doing it too? Why come to you if you be doing it too? And if at least not at worst, just watching it and letting it happen. So minus the story about pinning her on the couch and throwing the cane, you didn't do none of that. You probably turned the Xbox headphones up louder. This little buster.
Even after losing a child, Brian continued to spin lies and mislead detectives. Although he partially confesses, he still does not want to reveal the whole truth, illustrating his profound lack of remorse and disregard for the life taken. In the following days, detectives obtained a search warrant for Sarah's phone, and what they uncovered next ultimately sealed her fate. Initially, Sarah Safranek was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of...
Look at her 32 chin face ass. Oh, grimace before McDonald's closed face ass. Oh, Peter Griffin's little sister face ass. She was running around there terrorizing shit. This, you talking about this little Oompa Loompa, little rotten egg shaped face ass? This one, Cadbury egg cheek face ass. Oh, I can hold a gallon of milk in my chin, throat ass. Her? This ain't right, man. 1 count of aggravated battery to a child.
Aggravated battery to a child. In March 2024, she entered a plea deal, but later withdrew it. However, a year later, Sarah entered a new plea deal, which ultimately resulted in reducing the charge to 1 count of first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 35 years in prison, followed by an additional 3 years of mandatory supervised release.
35 years in prison. Do y'all think that was enough? Give me a 1 if you think that was enough. Give me a 2 if you think she should have gotten more time. This was crazy, y'all. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, head ass. Yeah, she definitely needed more time. More time. Yep. She deserved to never even 3 years. She gonna get out and have another baby and do it again, y'all. Sarah is gonna get out, have another baby, and do it again, y'all. I'm trying to tell you what I know and not something that I think about. It's gonna happen yet again. Man, that one was crazy. I ain't like that one at all. I really didn't like that. She should have empathize. Yeah, you're right. I see that. She should have got. I'm saying what would have been. I think life without parole was fair. But the way she did that boy with all the details in the case, that's almost like electric chair or something like that. Like she needs a sizzle or something. That's like a sizzler, you know. that's like a sizzler right there. That's sizzle worthy, you know. Look at that silhouette of her little devilish face right there. That is crazy. Man, this world is wild. It's wild thousands out here. Guard your grill and knuckle up. But my man's ain't had no wins though. He had moms and dads against him. Against all odds. Man, rest in peace to the little dude, man. I ain't never really said rest in peace or nothing like that. That's crazy. Yeah, that looked like the cover of a horror film. For real. That looked like the new scary flick coming out. That's gonna have you on the edge of your seat. That's a real monster right there. Jeez Louise. All right, y'all, I got something for you. It says, Tennessee woman became increasingly concerned after she stopped communicating with people. CCTV captures woman has no idea that she about to get murked. Ooh, let's go.
Sitting in this car is 45-year-old Kimberly Allen, withdrawing exactly $420 from an ATM. And sitting in her back seat is a monster holding a knife to her throat, making sure that Kimberly doesn't make a sound. A monster that would leave her dead just hours later.
I didn't kill this woman. I don't period. I'll have it in my heart. I'm not told because I'm pregnant with Joe.
Because this is Eric Ellis, the very person that had been in Kimberly's back seat. Days earlier, Eric had mysteriously begun living in her home, pretending to be nothing more than a friend. And right now, he is the only one that can help detectives figure out what exactly happened inside that home.
So you might make a mistake. You know what the mistake was?
Killing you should have.
We got video from that places too. I didn't know that you were holding that for her throat. I was scared that I would get in trouble because I didn't kill her.
Well, let's look at it like we do.
That's another crap you did kill her.
By March of 2016, the family of 45-year-old Kimberly Allen grew increasingly concerned. Kim lived in Smyrna, Tennessee, and was actively pursuing a paralegal degree at a nearby school. She was known as a kind, social woman who kept in touch with the people she loved, which is why her sudden silence and disappearance worried those close to her. Kim battled pulmonary hypertension and had undergone multiple heart surgeries throughout her life. For all her family knew, she could have been somewhere out there dealing with a complication. So on March 25th, a Friday, Kim's Aunt Brenda, who lived nearby, drove to her home to figure out what was going on, only to discover that her niece wasn't a victim of a health complication. She was a victim of a homicide. Inside, Kim was found dead in her bed with her back door window shattered and money missing from her home. But was this really a robbery gone wrong? When first responders arrived, there were two important details they noticed that could help them answer exactly that. Firstly, from Kim's condition, it was apparent that she had been dead for several days. And secondly, her cause of death. If an attacker had broken in, they would have at least been armed. Yet Kim showed signs of strangulation, with duct tape residue and crushed pill fragments on the kitchen counter next to her. So who staged this, and why? Kim's family believed that she lived alone, and that her estranged husband Lawrence may have broken into her home. This was because the couple was caught up in a DV case just days before her murder. But Lawrence was out of town, and his alibi was airtight, ruling him out. So officers turned to the next step, pulling Kim's bank records. Money was the only thing missing from the home, and whoever took it may have left a trail. Fortunately, they'd get far more than a simple lead. On Sunday, March 20th, surveillance footage captured the last time she was seen alive, as she withdrew $420 from an ATM at 11 p.m. But earlier that same day, those same surveillance cameras had captured something else. A man entering a nearby gas station from Kim's car, using her card and signing the receipt with her name. Eventually, officers identified that man as 31-year-old Eric Ellis, a homeless acquaintance Kim had met at a local bar about 3 weeks earlier. And when officers went back through that ATM footage one more time, they made a terrifying discovery. Eric was in the backseat with her, holding a knife to her neck. Immediately, they tracked Eric to a Nashville rescue mission and brought him in for questioning.
Okay, sorry about that. No problem. Okay. I'll tell you right now, you're not in custody, okay? But since we did bring you down here, we'll get you right now. We don't advise you what your rights are, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything say will be used against you in court of law. You have the right to an attorney and have that attorney present before any question if you wish. You can afford an attorney want to be appointed to represent by the court. You understand your rights? Cool. I'll get you to do me a favor. These are the rights I just gave you. Okay, I'm just going to get you written for me initially each one if you understand it. That'll work.
As detectives make Eric waive his rights, we'll take a moment to explain the story he tells over the course of the next hour, considering it is very jumbled and very confusing. According to him, both he and Kim went bar hopping in downtown Nashville on a Saturday night.
Oh, hold on. Damn.
Sitting in this car is...
I was trying to slow the speed down a little bit. It's like, they like
same day.
Question if you wish. Can afford an attorney like Saturday and Sunday. Good. The car stays down there Saturday.
He tells over the course of the next hour, considering it is very jumbled and very confusing. According to him, both he and Kim went bar hopping in downtown Nashville on a Saturday night. At some point, the two split up as Kim went to meet a friend that Eric didn't know, and Eric wandered down to an amphitheater. Afterwards, the two never met up, as Eric spent the night sleeping on pavement, and then spending the next day wandering downtown once more. The next time he was able to get in contact with Kim was on Monday, where she told him that she had to leave because of her ongoing divorce with Lawrence. After which she came to pick him up to bring him to her place. And that is exactly where we pick up from, as detectives continue speaking to Eric.
Okay, let's do Mike Saturday and Sunday. Good. The car stays down there Saturday. You keep trying to find a ride. Yeah. She finally shows up. You get in touch with her. She picks you up in this purple Taurus.
And like I said, we parked it when we went back down. Where we parked that car at. And that car was gone.
So you parked the Taurus downtown when you went back down there on Saturday.
And the Taurus it ended up leaving. And it was gone. And I know what it could have been her.
Okay. So did you drive two cars to Nashville?
Yes, we ended up driving two cars. Yes. Well, first time we drove that one, the Taurus is when we took back to Nashville. I'm trying to remember all the time frames. And I'm like,
okay, guys, I have two cars to Nashville on Saturday.
No, that was not two cars. No, we were all in just one car.
Okay, you were all in just one car. Who else?
That's what I'm talking about weekend. It was just in one car.
What car were you in on Sunday when you went to Nashville?
I was in her car at one point on Sunday in Nashville.
If you were in her car on Sunday morning, why did y'all drive the Taurus back to Nashville?
I don't honestly know. She says her friend's her cars.
So she left it overnight?
Yeah, they were going to meet up, and that's when a friend of hers and blah, blah, blah. And that's
if she left her car in Nashville overnight, how did you end up with it Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, because I remember getting back in it. I was in it with her when we went back to her house and then to that corner store.
I know you were, but you said y'all left her car there Saturday night.
Yes.
Then how did you get her car and come back here and then switch to the Taurus?
She picked me up. Honestly, truthfully, because I'm a little freaked out because one, I didn't do nothing wrong.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, before we go any further.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, honesty is going to be the thing with us. Okay, because right now you're telling me a lot of.
I'm trying to remember everything of what we did.
And it hadn't been that long ago, so it's not. I know you remember stuff pretty well that you want to remember. You remember clubs that you went into.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember walking around. What you got on your sandwich.
Yeah, always,
obviously you have a good memory.
I have a pretty good memory, but no, my mom and dad say sometimes I can't remember shit. My mom and dad will
You're doing a pretty good job of remembering stuff today, except that you're choosing not to remember. Okay? And if you don't want to be honest with us, this is going to be a long night. I can tell you. Okay? Now, if something happened and you were at the house and a mistake happened, then that's what we need to know. We can deal with mistakes. Okay? But somebody's going to lie to us about them? Because mistakes do happen. Accidents happen.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But when we start getting lied to about it, that tells us that somebody's trying to hide something.
Okay, I'll say.
After this, officers request Eric to recount his story for one more time. And suddenly he's about to throw a third, unknown individual into the mix.
Let's start over from Saturday.
Let me just there was a confrontation.
Okay.
It was a scream battle. There was a gun and call.
Okay.
That's the reason why I know Larry didn't do anything. I don't know how she knows him. They were screaming and yelling at each other. Nothing real loud, but it was obvious. Nothing like obliviating.
Okay.
I do know that she had been kind of talking to this guy for, I don't know exactly how long. It was before I knew her.
Okay.
That was the first time I met him. It seemed like a really nice guy. I did notice that when both of them were drinking, alcohol and behavior didn't really mix.
Okay.
I do remember him shoving her. Wait, you want me to show you? I won't actually push you.
Sure.
Okay, just stand up.
Sure.
Her couch sits at, it's the couch all wraps around.
Okay.
And she was sitting on this end, like the footstool things. Her stood up and they were kind of arguing, and he turned around and went like that. Because he turned backwards. Okay. On the couch. I got up. I was supposed to do this. I was like, oh, yeah. It kind of freaked me out because one, I don't do violence at all. I can't fight, can't do none of that shit.
Okay.
He started time in school and I dropped out because of it.
Okay.
He left on foot.
Okay.
She was crying. And I asked her what had happened. She had, after I went outside, she had a little bitty burn mark right here on her right side. Like maybe where she got tapped. That's fine.
Okay.
She was crying. Okay. So I sat there and I talked to her. And I told her, so what happened? And she didn't tell me all the way. She wouldn't tell me. She said, it was none of my concern and none of my business. And I was like, well, is there anything I can do to help you? And I was like, I can't. This is this office. I don't need to do what you're out of you. And she just says, don't worry about it. And then she makes calls on her house phone. I think it was him because she walked out of the room. I went to the bathroom. She was back there in our office. And they were not yelling, but an argument conversation, kind of like how we're talking, was just back and forth. I couldn't really hear him. I went back in the room, I sat down, I changed the channel, put it on sci-fi. She, 30, 40 minutes later, she came out. She tells me to instead of crying, she wasn't crying at the moment. She asked me, was I okay? I told her, yes, I'm fine. I said, are you okay? She said, yeah. Later on the evening, the guy did come back over.
Okay.
There was drinking gone. Everything was going to go with them. You can tell there was still some tension in here, whatever made an argument happen. They got to drinking, I got to drinking, we were watching TV. Then two, they got up, they went into the bedroom. Then they came back out later on, so I figured they were in there. Awesome. Sat back down. He had, and then was in the door very bad. And his was one that Ken was had plans of Jaeger. And there was about half of a fifth of Jack Daniels honey. I had a couple shots of those. She demolished that bottle. Herself, not his cell phone. His cell phone. He was looking at something. Anyways, it started back up again. Don't know what it was over. Honestly, truthfully, don't know. I didn't want to ask why he was sitting there. Because one, I don't know the guy. And two, I didn't want to get in the middle of something and I get hurt.
Okay.
He stayed the night and he eventually left. I slept on the couch, so I slept that one night. I slept in the spare bedroom. She told me that it would be more comfortable, which really wasn't. My back was sore the next morning. So the couch was more comfortable for me. So I'm used to sleeping on the couch. So then she asked me why. I told her at my mom and dad's house. I stayed in the garage down there. It's converted. I said, sleep on the couch there. I said, I'm just used to sleeping on the couch. I said, no, you're wrong. I'm bad. If I could sleep on one every night, I would. I said, I'm used to that. He had already left on foot. He met us in the car. So I know he lived somewhere close there. I don't know how close, but it has to be pretty close.
Okay.
Never crossed my mind to go kind of follow him. I didn't want to do any of that. Eventually came back over. She was in her office. We were talking. We wasn't really yelling or anything. It seemed like a civil conversation. I just turned the TV up. And he went into the kitchen. She had there was another Holy Jaeger in there. I think it was about 3 or 4 shots taken, but I'd taken out of it. He had some. He took it back there with him. The ball, after I came back out, was completely gone. She got in the shower. He came down and sat beside me, well, not directly beside me, but on the end where she sat at. So that he had a pissed off look on his face. I didn't say nothing at first. Kim was in the shower. I just looked at him, so I'm going to go have a cigarette. And I was like, one. He didn't say nothing, so I went back in front of a cigarette real quick. And came back in. He just kept looking at me kind of funny. And I asked him, and that's when I kind of got the courage up, and I had a little shaky voice. I said, "Is everything okay?" I said, "You look like you want to hurt me or something." I said, "I haven't done anything." I said, "What's going on?" He just told me that's where the situation where I couldn't say it anymore. And I said, "Oh, I'm fine with that." And came back to me too after she got out of the shower. And I said, "No," I said, "I'm fine with that." And you said something about your divorce thing. And it was kind of filling me for a loop. I was like, "There's this other guy that's I'm not dating. We had a accident." I was like, "This is kind of weird." I didn't say nothing. Not my business.
In Eric's new version of events, the real suspect is a man named Carl Miller, someone Kim had supposedly been seeing. According to Eric, Carl was aggressive, violent, shoved Kim during an argument, had a temper that got worse when he drank, and told Eric to keep his mouth shut about everything he'd witnessed. But there is one small problem. Carl Miller doesn't even exist at all. This genius has just invented a person from thin air to explain away Kim's murder and disappearance. But as detailed as Eric gets describing Carl's behavior, he gets real vague on one question. When was the last time he for certain saw Kim? And if you love watching killers like Eric realize they're not winning an Oscar anytime soon, subscribe. That's literally all we do here.
What happened then?
What happened then was we left. That's what we did. We all kind of walked around. That he was with us. Okay. And the reason why I didn't tell you all of this because he made a remark to me that freaked me. I don't lie. He just told me what I've heard of them arguing. Don't know exact words. This ain't your problem.
He's a horrible liar.
When was that?
He started telling me that on Thursday night, early Friday morning of last week.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Kim?
Last time I saw Kim.
And don't bullshit me.
I'm not bullshitting you. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think the exact time. And I'm aware of telling you all this now. This guy, who the hell, something happened to me. Sunday, Monday morning, yes.
When was the last time you saw Kim?
Yes.
Okay. And the last time you saw Kim was where?
Was at her house. We went downtown.
Who went downtown?
We all three did.
Okay. Then what happened?
After that, I haven't seen him. That's when I stayed down there.
You stayed downtown Sunday?
Well,
Sunday night?
Not Sunday night. It was like Sunday, Monday morning, like early morning time.
Okay. After you left Kim's house on Monday or Sunday, did you ever see her again?
Well, that Monday morning when we were down there, Sunday, Monday morning, yeah, I seen her again. That was the last time I physically laid.
And that's when you guys were in Nashville?
Yes.
So when she left Nashville, who did she leave Nashville with?
I'm assuming with him because at that point in time, after he had me drive, that's when he brought up the remark again to me about whatever you've heard us arguing about anything. No problem, this and that. You need to keep your from her. You need to not contact her. You don't need to do anything.
Okay. But y'all were still together in Nashville, all three of y'all.
Yes.
Until you parted ways, right?
Yes. And then he
where were y'all at when you parted ways?
Real quick for you. He did make a remark to me, and this was the reason why I got scared. And I didn't want to say anything to anybody because he told me if I said anything to anybody, he wouldn't find out and he would hurt me. And at that point in time, I didn't know Kim was dead until he told me.
You messed up.
They freaked me. They scared the living shit out of me.
Because I can tell you didn't seem very surprised when I told you that she was dead.
I knew probably something bad had happened, but I didn't know what. Honestly, truthfully speaking, it wasn't true. I just know if he had told me, off out of the mouth, all that shit. Something he was using cell phone, and we never said that. Like I said, I don't think you should be with him. But he did make that remark.
Okay.
And
what time do you think y'all parted ways? Just ballpark.
It was afternoon.
Afternoon?
Yeah.
On Sunday?
I'm trying to think exactly. Because I was all on a blur.
Oh, you sound like you lying.
Sunday, same Monday it was early because it rolled over until the next day. I'll remember.
Okay, so you didn't stay in Nashville on Monday.
Monday night, Tuesday night is when I was on the streets. Wednesday, I got my paperwork shows when I went to the mission.
Okay.
If you'd like to see that.
Let me ask you, have you taken any taxis from her house?
Yeah, I had before. Yeah.
When was the last one you took? And I may already know the answer to that, so you think that real hard.
Yeah, it was not too long ago. I remember exactly what day.
This week?
Yeah, it was this week. Yeah.
Do you remember what day that was?
I can't remember exactly what day.
How'd you hold taxi?
She had given me her cell phone to hold on to.
Okay.
Is that her phone here?
No, that's mine. Oh yeah, that's mine. She had one of those iPhones.
Okay.
She gave me her phone.
She gave you her phone to hang on to?
Yes.
Okay. So what'd you do with her phone?
I got rid of it because I didn't know what the hell was going on. And
You got rid of it.
I was scared and I was freaking out because
I was
I
freaking
couldn't
out.
find her. I remember what he was telling me, and I freaked the hell out and I was scared. I didn't want to go to somebody and talk to him, but I was afraid if he found out all the situation, whatever they were going through. So I freaked the hell out and was just really paranoid and scared.
They love that. I freaked out, man. I was freaking out.
I threw it away in the trash can.
Where?
Downtown.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this one time. Okay. No one should be perfectly honest with me. When you saw her Monday, before you left there, was she alive? Don't lie to me either.
I know she was drugged up.
Oh.
How was she drugged up?
He was crushing some type of pills. I seen a residue on the counter. And he, I watched him smell a line of it. And they were kind of pinkish looking colored pills.
Okay.
I think they may have been. The powder in a cup. And I watched him take a couple of drinks out of it. And I watched him put Diet Dr. Pepper on top of it. And after he put the Diet Dr. Pepper on top of it, I knew that she was in the bedroom. She was drugged up also because he had told me that she was taking a couple of flats. Kept doing that when I first came in.
Okay.
After that, I did watch him go to the bedroom. And I don't know what happened from there. I didn't even know that she was drugged up.
That is exactly how Kim died. But it wasn't Carl who drugged her. It was Eric. When officers began recreating Kim's murder, they realized that after being given crushed medication mixed into the Diet Dr. Pepper to mask the taste, she'd been bound and suffocated. And by now, with detectives being done with Eric's lies, they finally decide to bring up the best piece of evidence they have, the CCTV footage.
Did you talk to her before you left?
Yeah,
last time you saw her?
Yeah, I tried to, but she was kind of out of it.
So she wouldn't say anything to you, didn't say anything to you, but she let you use her phone. She hang on to her phone.
I had her phone the previous day before that. She told me to hold on to it. Because just in case if I needed to get in touch with my family about going to work. That's because by the time I was contacting my brother-in-law.
Okay.
And she let me do that.
Okay.
But she was going to let me use the house phone.
Yeah, but when you left on Monday, you had her phone.
Yeah, because she told me to hold on to it. So I did. That's why we went for work. Because that's when I freaked out. Because that's when he told me.
She was already dead, right?
I knew
You already knew she was dead.
I knew something.
Don't BS me. Please don't BS me.
I'm not going to BS you.
Because I've been a nice guy so far, and I want to continue to be that
And I
way.
want you to be that way too.
Okay.
When I tried to talk to her the first time, she was really out of it, drugged up.
Good.
Okay. He went back into the room with that cup.
Okay.
What kind of cup?
Blue cup. Blue. Big.
Plastic cup, glass cup?
Plastic.
Okay.
Okay. He went back into that bedroom and he shut the door. I sat down on the couch. That's when he came back out a little while later after. And I asked her, I said, "Kim, okay?" And that's when he had told me, at that time, honestly, speaking truthfully to you, I didn't know she was dead then. At all, period. That's when he told me, I'm not open my goddamn fucking mouth about anything. And I just knew they had been arguing beforehand, and he said he was taking a couple. I didn't know what he was actually doing with it.
What did you tell your sister that day?
I told my sister, I said, "Stacey, I think something bad has happened, and I need to talk to somebody about it. I can't do it right now." And the reason why I didn't do it right then and there, because I didn't know 100% positive if something that actually physically happened to her, she was dead.
And what else did you tell her?
I told her that I feel like that I may have been a part of something that I didn't know what the hell was going on, And I didn't tell her.
A party to it or witness to it?
A witness to the fighting and stuff. I didn't say fighting or murder or anything like that.
Okay, let me tell you. You walked in her room before you left. Okay.
Yeah, I did. See, I did walk in, but when I tried to talk to her that one time, she was blurred out. Then when he came back out.
Could she talk to you at all? Did she talk to you at all?
The second time, no. And that's when he started
How
telling
was she in the bed?
She was laying in the bed on her back, and he had told me that she was sleeping, basically. And at that point, I didn't see her face or anything.
Why didn't you see her face?
It was covered up.
With what?
It was her bed cover. I hollered out to her, said, Kim, I was like, he's telling me I gotta go, and that's when I started screaming, he's telling me to go again. She didn't answer, so I figured she was knocked out, asleep. I didn't know she was dead, honestly, truthfully. You will not see no prints on me or anything on her. I did not know that she was dead at that point at all, period. I got scared. I called the taxi. I asked him if I could sit outside.
How'd you call the taxi?
I turned her phone on, and I called because that was the only way. I called the taxi, and I left. Because he told me to there. He told me to open my goddamn mouth about anything. And I figured it was just because of the argument.
Which picture we're going to see at the ATM at night, that night?
On which night?
Sunday night.
Sunday night? Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you. The guy, and you told me to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I'll be straight honest with you. Okay? Sunday night, she went to the ATM and got the cash out.
For what?
I don't know.
She cashed out?
I don't know. She got it out. I think it was like $420 or something like that. Since she was pulling out of her account.
Okay.
And I said, okay. He was still at the house. It was just me and her that had went because she asked me if I wanted to ride. I said, yeah, all right. I knew she was nervous and she was freaking out about something. And that was when there had been some arguing and stuff beforehand. Mm-hmm. So I love her. She went to the ATM. Okay, where the Shell station sits out on South Island Street. It's a dollar place, and that bank that sits right over there. Okay, she went to that ATM.
Keep in mind that during her visit to the ATM, Eric was in the back seat, holding a knife to her neck and forcing her to withdraw every single dollar she had.
We've talked to a lot of people today. Okay? A lot of people that pay attention to what goes on over at the house.
Yeah.
Okay? And guess who's the only person that they've seen at that house?
Well, I know they've seen me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the only person they've seen leave that house since this happened is you.
Yeah, I left there, but I didn't know she was dead. I haven't been back. Oh, honestly,
when did you find out she was dead?
Well, I found out I knew that she was in coherence when I first tried to talk to her, and the second time, like I said, I hollered at her and told her I had to go. I left.
So why did you not call the police?
Because he told me that if I talk to anybody, honestly, truthfully, and I freaked the hell out because I get scared.
How old are you?
I'll be 32, dude. I'm a wimp from hell. My family will tell you that shit. I'm a wimp from hell. I got things on the school.
But you have a friend that's been letting you stay at her house. Okay? You've been sleeping with her?
Okay. Time.
I don't care how many times you've been sleeping with her. You've been sleeping with her. Okay? You've been sleeping on her couch. Been in the whole 9 yards for who knows how long, right? Okay? All of a sudden, this other guy pops into the scene that you're talking about, this Carl that you don't really know. You've only seen once, but he's been over at the house numerous times. Because when we first started this off, you saw Carl once. You've only seen him once this weekend. Okay. Then, now, he's been over to the house almost every day. I didn't want to be honest because I was scared because what he had told me.
What color is Carl?
He's white.
What color hair does he have?
He's got black hair. It's really, really short, not like shaved, but kind of like stubby, but it's black. He has brown eyes. Really, really kind of a bushier mustache, and his goatee is, his mustache come down and his goatee is a little short.
Do you have any tattoos?
Yes, he does have tattoos. They're all black. They're all black ink. One on this arm that goes down, looks like a three-headed dragon. No color, and it's all something black. Up on his shoulder, looked like some homemade tattoo work. Kind of faded out. One of them kind of looked like a, maybe like a motorcycle symbol, like a Harley Davidson symbol almost.
Did you ever see him on a motorcycle?
No. I do know he has talked about before he used to ride. I know that. And I do know on his left arm over here, he had, it was some type of like flag. Not American flag. No, it was some type of flag. It was black, like the American flag is. It was black stripes in it. That makes it true.
How old do you think he is?
Oh, I would say between 40 and 41. Between that age range.
If there's one thing that we've learned from this conversation, it's that Eric's got one hell of a creative mind. A three-headed dragon tattoo, Harley Davidson symbol, foreign flag with yellow and red stars. He can describe Carl Miller down to his shoe size, but can't remember when he last saw the woman he was living with. And for a guy who insists he's a wimp who got scared, his record proves that he had more than just a problem, with prior charges including passing fraudulent checks and theft.
She was still alive then.
Okay, when did you notice the window was again?
Something to do with this.
This dude can't lie to save his life. He's out of there.
It was during the weekday. I didn't do that at home. I'm sorry. I'm freaking the hell out right now because I mean, honestly, not do this shit.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. I swear to God, I didn't do this shit.
Let me tell you. Okay. Sometimes some things happen. Okay. Some things are accidents. Okay. If you were there, you were getting drunk, you were getting stoned, she died, then that's what we need to know. Okay.
Right.
Because we don't need to be going looking for a Carl that doesn't exist. If he doesn't exist.
I'm being honest with
okay.
you.
So if y'all were there and you were doing drugs and she just died from doing that kind of stuff, that's what we need to know.
I really honestly don't know. And I honestly tell you the truth, I did not kill this woman.
Okay. I gotta be honest with you. It's still bugging me that you take her phone and just decide to throw it away. Because if you don't know that she's dead, you're not gonna take your friend's phone and throw it in the trash because she's gonna want her phone back.
Yeah, well, the reason I threw it away was because I freaked out from what he had told me. And not to come back around there.
Okay, but did you not think she was going to want her phone back?
I didn't. At that point in time, I wasn't thinking. I was just.
Or did you actually know that she was dead when you left that house? And in lieu of somebody trying to track that phone back to you, you wanted to get rid of that phone?
I had a feeling when I heard it the second time something was severely wrong. And
So you didn't go back there and go back in that house at all?
No, honestly, truthfully, no.
When y'all went over to the bank, who got out and got the money out?
She was a drive through. She was driving up to it.
So she was driving?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was one of the private tellers?
Yeah, that one, like I said, what the show is.
They just playing with him. They know all the information. They just making him lie.
And the dumb thing, and there's that bank right there.
Oh shit! Did I click off the Joan?
LaDonna, think about it very carefully.
I am thinking about it. I see that every time.
Sitting in this car is 45-year-old Kimberly Allen, withdrawn.
She say anything that's about the money that the mistake was? Which way did you bust the window? Okay? Now, if you want to keep this story up, we can play.
No, there was a friend of hers that came over one time when we went to a bar.
Okay.
That was a few weeks ago.
Yeah. But Carl wasn't even in the picture the week before, right? Like you told me several times.
No. We talked to him, but we talked about it. And the only reason I told you that was, I know I didn't kill her. I didn't cut her. She asked me to hold it, and I did.
She asked you to hold what?
She gave me a knife.
Okay.
I didn't cut
She tell you to hold it up to her neck?
I didn't hold it to her neck. I just kind of held it like this, and I was shaking.
Well, you were at the bank, right?
The whole time we were driving.
The whole time you were driving?
Right when we got south of Highway, I was freaking.
Let me tell you something, okay? Right now, you're blowing buku smoke up, okay? We already know that you were holding a knife to her throat. You made her get the money out. Okay? Now, if you want to keep this story up, we can play all night long. Right. But we all know what happened, don't we?
Right.
You made her get that money out of the bank, didn't you?
Honestly, I didn't make her get it out of the bank. No. Honestly, I did not.
So why were you holding a knife to her? And don't say she asked you to, because that's a load of crap. She did not ask you to sit in the passenger side of a vehicle, just like this, hold a knife to her throat, and to get money out of the bank. She did not ask you to do that, did she?
No.
So you did that all on your own, right?
She gave me the knife, okay? She gave me the knife. I held it. I know exactly what the hell I was going to do with it. She gave me the knife. She brought it. She didn't give it to me until we got on South Island Street.
And you held it to her throat, right?
And,
so hold it to your neck, right?
Okay. So what do you want me to do with this? She told me, she goes, well, I'm going to the bank. She says, I'm basically so much extra time for her. She's ready to go. I don't know if that means something. Hold it.
Bull. You were holding the knife to her throat, right? And you accidentally nicked her neck, right?
No, I told her that. This was before we got there to the bank. I told her I was not at all. I did not. She told me that she was ready to go.
You still holding that knife to her throat at the bank?
Yes, I was holding it.
You are, right?
Right before we got to the bank, I told her.
But you still held it to her neck to play over the drive-thru, right?
I told her I hold it. Because at that point, I told her, I said,
and how much money did you get out of the bank?
She pulled up $420.
And what'd you do with $420?
She held on.
Handed it to you, right? She handed it to you, right?
She stuck it in the console.
And you got it out of the console, right?
And when we got back, she asked me to take it to get the money, and I did. And I took it in. At this point, before
okay, so you didn't take it in, you didn't put it on the table, you took it out and you put it in your pocket, right?
Yes.
Why? Because you were robbing her of that money, right?
Not robbing her.
And she's dead right now because you were trying to cover up that robbery, or whatever the case may be. And that's the reason she's dead. That's why you came back to the house after you knew she was dead, stole her car, tried to make it look like somebody broke in, and then parked the car in Nashville, came back, cut a cab, the whole 9 yards, right? So nobody think you had her car. Right or wrong?
She asked me to.
Right or wrong?
She asked me to end her life for her. I didn't start. She came into the life. She asked me to get her.
Okay. She did not ask you to take her to the bank and act like it was a robbery. She did not do that.
She told me this is what she told me.
She did not ask you to drive down the road and knock her throat.
Right.
I am. Before we went to the bank, she kept telling me she was ready to go.
Okay, I've already heard that crap. Okay.
Eating it up as soon as
I've already heard that crap. Okay. You being a grown man, just because she may want to end her life, doesn't mean you're going to sit here in the passenger seat of the car and hold a knife to her throat while she goes to the bank and pulls money out. You took her at knife point to the bank and her withdraw money.
I asked her if I could borrow $40, and she agreed to it. She did. I don't even remember why I grabbed the knife, honestly, because I was so drunk.
Well, obviously, if you remember enough that you asked her to borrow $40, you remember what happened
to all of that, and she had already taken a couple of those, and she said yes. I got to drinking. She took some more of those that she's done this weeks before. It would take a bunch of.
Okay, I'm not talking about weeks before. I'm talking about what happened when she died. That's what I'm talking about. I'm tired of the BS and I'm tired of the around Robin stuff. Okay,
everything was a total accident. Everything. When I woke up the next morning,
holding her knife point was an accident.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know. Honestly, I'm being truthful. I don't know if I realized what I was doing. Honestly.
What did y'all fight about that night?
We didn't actually have a fight. No, there was no fight. Not at all. No.
So the struggle was over nothing?
No, the struggle was she started stumbling because she had taken.
You don't struggle when somebody stumbles. You try to help them.
Yeah,
you don't struggle.
That's what I called it, a struggle. She kind of stumbled. What I call a struggle. I went to catch her, and I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, I should have threw this on this down and catched her. Instead, when I still had it in my hand, and it was down here, and I went to catch her when I did, it went in barely.
So you went to catch her by the throat? What?
I went to grab her around her shoulders like this.
And the knife just happened to catch her in the throat when you had been holding the knife to her throat.
Caught her
during the robbery, right?
I caught her on the side of the neck by accident. And I freaked threw down. She said, I told her, I said, I'm so sorry. And my head was spinning. I ran and got out. She was holding it there. I said, I'll hold it for you. I held it for her. She asked me to give her a prescription bottle to her. I did.
Did you have a scuffle in the the bedroom?
No. No scuffle in the bedroom at all. She asked me to help her to bed, and I did. There was no scuffle. I didn't like, push her or beat her up or anything. I didn't know. I didn't do any of that shit. I didn't do any of that.
This is like
I didn't beat her up or anything. I didn't physically punch her.
So when did you cover her up?
I covered her up. Not her head at first. Her body, like she said she wanted to lay down. I covered her, put the blanket over her. When I found out that she had passed away from the medicine, I freaked out and I covered her head up and then I left. I freaked out and did all the other shit before I left.
But you know this a robbery, right?
Yeah, I go to jail and I hate it. And I really don't want to because I told myself I never go back to jail.
And that's why you killed her, right?
What?
Because of the money. She got upset about it because you took her to the bank at knife point and made her get that money out of the bank.
Oh, she wasn't upset. No. She wasn't, honestly.
You're telling me that if I sat beside you in a car, and held a knife to your throat and told you to withdraw money from the bank, you're not going to be upset?
No, I was saying about upset. She wasn't screaming or yelling or anything like that.
She was upset, wasn't she?
She was a little upset.
Yeah, because you let her take all of her money out of the bank.
I told her 40 and she took 420.
Well,
and she got the. That's what I'm trying to.
So you held her at knife point, told her to take 40 out, and she took 420 out. You took $420 from her.
Yes. And that was. I should have never done this.
All right, give me a minute.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
What?
Everything I just told you was what happened. It was all an accident. I should have never been drinking that night. We should have never been partying. We should have never been doing any of that shit.
Okay.
I'm really sorry that I did not call beforehand. I did get scared and I just didn't know what to do. So it was my fault and I'm sorry. And I don't want to go to jail. I like to see my family every night.
Ultimately, Eric Ellis pleaded guilty to first-degree felony murder and was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. By the time he's eligible, he will be 81 years old. Our thoughts are with Kim's mother, her aunt, and everyone who loved her. We hope you enjoyed today's...
Damn, son. Where'd you find this? That was pretty gruesome. This boy that got the girl high. and left her for dead. Damn. I don't know, man. Should we do another one, man? I'm tired. I'm tired tonight, man. I usually do like a 2 or 3 hour stream or something like that. But I'm tired tonight, man. I've been working pretty hard lately, man. I've been doing a lot of streams. Yeah, he was exhausted though. I'll give you that for sure. All right, yeah. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut it early because I'm gonna start early tomorrow. I think I want to do my first stream at about 10 or 11 o'clock. So I ain't had no beer so far. Just puffed a couple little puffs. That's all. It's a little chronic. Chronic will wear you down. Yeah, I'm because you know we got a big day tomorrow. I think we got some Nancy Grace. I know we probably got that new Tatum interview. We're definitely going to do some crime. And then I want to try to get something in the daytime. I think I'm going to venture into some like celebrity something tomorrow, right? I'm going to try to find, but say I don't like celebrity gossip where they don't be talking about nothing. As long as it's got some substance to it. There's a couple things I've been hearing. So we might, I don't know. But man, I appreciate y'all joining me every night for this crime, man. Y'all stomp down on the crime side of the game. Matter of fact, check this out, man. I had made up some t-shirts for the crime. I was gonna feature them on the Keep It P podcast, but this ain't that show. So this new store is gonna be called the Crime Lab Store, right? And I had made some t-shirts like "Stay Alive, Don't Get Murdered," and was this cold case, subject redacted, detective, fan name, like that. Then this was says official couch, true crime fan since day one. So I've been, tossing around a couple designs, you know what I'm saying? Tossing around a couple ideas, you know what I mean? For my true crime family. If you want to represent, I'll probably have these up in a couple days just so we can get out. But let me know, y'all think them is cool? Y'all like them? I think they pretty dope. I think those are pretty dope. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. And then we'll be I'm gonna definitely be out in the I'm gonna try to do it in the AM. I was trying to blow them up, see if I can get it bigger for y'all. No, that's about as big as I can get it. Yeah, I'm gonna be up in the AM. Yeah, a little, stay alive, don't get murdered. I like that. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. I was trying to come with something different. I looked at a bunch of true crime shirts, and they was just, I don't know. I was trying to be on something different, man. So I'm gonna order my little samples, but I have them out probably by tomorrow or something like that. But I ain't gonna hold you. How much is a prison build? How much is a prison building? I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm emoji Foja and Scoja about being on code, and I got 4 words for you. I need everybody that's new here to go ahead and subscribe for the vibes, like for the spike in the algorithm, comment your vomit, and share if you care about getting Black empowerment and about getting crime everywhere. I forgot this is a different show. Sorry. Share if you care about getting crime everywhere. And I got 4 words. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. How about Doha for show high?